everyone, and welcome to the Dice Cast. I am Russell, and with me I have
Fishman.
when last we left off. Oh boy, when last we left off, we were tasked by the three speakers to investigate the crevice that opened up in their trade quarter. After they were also petitioned for aid from some local off-the-grid drow who were living in their old abandoned city.
Yep.
Once we reached there, we discovered that they were under attack by some Dwerger and some trolls. This was, yes. We were able to repel the first group, but not before it became apparent that there was a much larger force that could possibly come and deal with us as a serious threat, which the Drow would be ill equipped to repel. As such, we decided it was best to take a proactive approach and hunt down this force and see if we can deal with them. Upon reaching there, we discovered a larger number of a contingent of 14 Dwerger, led by a commander, and three trolls, also equipped for battle. Additionally, they had some sort of unknown horror that was within some sort of permanent wall of magical darkness, which we could yet perceive. Realizing that this force would be more than enough to break through the terrible makeshift fortifications that the Drow had set up, our party set up an ambush at a bottleneck and was relying on summoned creatures and the element of surprise, hopefully to turn the tide against what is probably one of the largest forces we've ever faced.
There you go.
And that's where we're picking up, and hopefully not where we're ending off.
All right. So,
Yes.
that all said, I have made a graphic for this battle.
Okay.
This is where we pick up.
All right.
So,
So
these,
I see a bunch of dwarves.
these are, yeah, they're not, these are actually the Draugr.
I understand.
That's the only graphic there is.
Yeah.
There's 13 of them.
Yeah.
These are the three trolls, though these are, I think, zombies as an as the
Anyway,
action.
it doesn't matter.
This is the captain.
Yep.
He is, corralling them more than anything else.
Yeah. Behind him somewhere is my earth elemental.
At the moment, underground, somewhere around here,
Yeah.
is the Earth Elemental.
Well, it was told to come up after they passed. And
Yep.
back there's the wall of darkness.
This wall of darkness, this whole thing is stomping towards us.
Yes. So we pre-rolled initiative for this.
Yep. We pre-roll initiative. They are alert, so they're not passive perception. This is active perception.
Yeah.
I've rolled that. We are currently arrayed
Mhm.
behind this pillar.
Yes.
My three constructs,
Yeah.
you and I,
And then the
and,
earth element is going to come up behind them.
and their element's going to come up behind here.
Yeah.
So to start this off, I would like you to roll an individual stealth check, and I'll do the same.
Do I have advantage because of distance, or is that done?
I've given them disadvantage on their perception because they're making a ton of noise.
Okay.
We have no trouble knowing when they're going to come up.
Yeah. Okay. That's good. That's good. A surprise round would be really nice. 19 on my stealth.
All right. That's even above their passive.
Yeah.
Okay. They are marching in pretty much this formation.
Yeah.
There's one slightly ahead.
Some
And
lookout, presumably.
yeah, but the thing is, they have very strange tactics.
Yeah.
They're used to, as remember on the bridge, having a shield wall formation.
Yes.
This is very tightly packed. There's barely 5 feet between them from one end to the other. Sorry, between them.
Yeah.
So they're basically right,
They're marching in formation. Yeah.
there's basically enough room for maybe someone to squeeze through. Uh, the trolls are a bit further behind because they're
And have no concept of military discipline, I imagine.
yeah, they're very unruly, but the captain's browbeating them and getting them to go. and they are slightly under control.
Mhm.
Uh, less like they're not as controlled as the Draugr are
Mhm.
because they just don't have much in the way of any kind of sense of needs. They just want to eat.
Yeah.
So this is stomping towards us.
Yes, quite fittingly, they're in the relative shape of a cone.
They're in the shape of a cone, and believe it or not, from here it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 feet from end to end.
Okay, so I don't have to sit very far to go with my second plan is going to be.
Yeah.
All right, so
So you hear all this stomping. We
yes,
are being very quiet. We have no lights going. We have a little bit of light from the glowing crystals, but they're sitting off to the side.
yeah,
You can look around quite easily and see with your dark
yeah.
vision what's going on. And they stomp up, and then we're going to have your troll. I would like you to roll a d20 for your troll. I want to make sure he's
Not a
going to.
troll,
Oh, sorry. Your earth elemental,
not earth elemental.
and see if he's actually going to come up on target.
Oh, that's oh, okay.
There is a bit of variable there. It's not a high DC, but he has to.
Well, am I adding anything to this?
Does he have an intelligence modifier?
Uh, yes, but it's negative.
Then I probably wouldn't want to put that in there, I guess. What's the roll?
Two.
All right.
Honestly, if it comes up in the middle, it isn't that big of a deal.
Well, he understood the instructions,
Yes.
but due to the amount of noise these guys are making, by the time they have passed,
Okay.
he pops up here.
All right, so he's coming up in kind of the middle of the formation.
Yeah, well, he's he's there, which is unfortunate in some ways for area effect spells.
Yep. Well, there goes me trying to exclude him from the cone of cold, which was a part of my plan.
Yeah, well, he did his best.
Yep.
Now, you and I don't have to roll for the fear that's waving past us.
He does.
The constructs don't have a brain,
Yeah,
so
they're constructs. They're immune to fear.
yep. This is
Elementals are not, apparently.
yep. Elementals apparently are not immune to fear. And hold on a second to check one more thing here because he came up where he did. They're fine. Nobody lost their footing. No one's fallen down.
All right. That's unfortunate. Attacking a prone target would be nice.
Yeah. So see if he is with us
Yep.
or not.
Okay. It was almost it was almost in the double digits. That's an 8. It was almost a natural 20.
Well, an 8 is not a natural 20.
No, I don't think that meets the DC,
Oh no. No.
so I assume he's afraid.
He is afraid, has disadvantage on all attacks, and will not approach the cloud
Yes.
or darkness. But
All right.
this was our trigger for
Initiative.
our surprise round.
Yes.
So I know what I'm
Okay.
doing.
So, surprise round. All right, so we're in initiative then, but they're
Yeah.
surprised for the first round.
Yeah.
All right, so we skip over the Dwarger captain,
Yep. He's way in the back.
the thing in the darkness,
Thing in the darkness.
the trolls.
Trolls.
So that brings us to the Earth Elemental,
The Earth Elemental is afraid.
but it still gets to act.
He gets to do what he wants, but he's going to probably, by following your instructions, he's probably going to attack one of these three here in the back row because
All
he
right.
doesn't want to go the other way.
All right, that's fine. So he's disadvantaged to hit, but he's going to attack.
Yes.
All right, I'll just say that he's going to make both attacks against the same target.
Fine. Not a problem.
All right, disadvantage is annoying. All right, not a guaranteed miss. No, 17 to hit.
Hits.
20 to hit.
That definitely hits. All right, 2 hits.
Still gets +8 to hit, so yeah.
That's a nice start.
2d8 plus 5 twice.
Yep.
All right. So 10 for the first hit.
Yep.
All right, and 16 for the second hit.
26 points of damage.
To one of the Dwerger.
He really doesn't like that.
No. All right. Speaking of the Dwerger, they're up next. This initiative is not going to be fun for us in the next round.
Yep. They are.
I take it this is. Oh, is this a saving throw he gets to repeat, or is this just?
We will wait till next round for that.
Okay, so it doesn't take effect this turn. So we're skipping over the Dwerger. That brings us to your crystal summons.
Their instructions were to attack.
Yep.
So we're going to move forward.
Yes. Do you want to specify which three you got when you summoned them?
I got a giant constrictor snake, a brown bear, and a dire wolf.
All right. Yeah, they're not the best ones, but
No, it's the low end of this scale, but that's okay.
Mhm.
They come around, and they are going to move forward into formation, 3 abreast.
Yep.
And they are going to be able to get here, but not attack.
All right. Your turn.
Fireball.
Fireball. Aim for the trolls, I suggest.
I can get them all. Unfortunately, also, I'm going to get
The earth elemental. I think your crystal summons are out of the way at least.
Yes, that was part of the plan.
I'll roll for my earth elemental for saving throw.
Please.
Uh, 9.
Fails. He takes
Yeah.
26 points of damage.
All right.
Draugr pass. Trolls
Cannot be much more dexterous than the earth elemental, I imagine.
fail.
That's good.
Captain fails. So he takes 26 points of damage. The trolls take 26 points of fire damage.
Yeah.
And the earth elemental, unfortunately, as well. And the Draugr take half damage. So 13. One of the Draugr falls dead.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, not at all. It was the one that your earth elemental was beating up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, that means it's one of the ones at the back.
Yeah.
All right. So that one is dead. And the others took 13 points of damage, you said?
Yes. Now we come to you in the order.
Hang on. We're both keeping track of this in case you can't tell, because this is a lot to keep track of.
Yeah.
Seven, 8, 9, 10, and 12 is where we're at for them now. So we're down one already.
Yeah.
All right.
Could have been worse.
Could have been worse, yes. All right. I'm going to step forward.
Yep.
Just stepping. Can I step past so that can I orient it cone of cold so your summons aren't in the way?
To do that,
Yep.
you have to walk up almost right behind them,
Mm-hmm.
and that'd be your full move rate.
So I'll be right there. Well, I think that's the best plan.
You'll still have them there, but
Hopefully we can kill that Dwerger. They don't seem to have a lot of hit points.
no, they have magic resistance, as you already know.
Yeah.
It doesn't always help.
Alright, I'm going to step right up to them.
Yep.
Send my hand out because I was trying to exclude the Earth Elemental, but that's not an option. And cast Cone of Cold.
All right. Let's roll some saving throws.
All right, 8d8 cold damage. Please be a high roll this time. Could be better. Hmm. 34 points of cold damage.
All right. I have some good news and some bad news.
Oh, I have to roll for the Earth Elemental.
Yeah.
Which is Constitution for him, so.
Yeah.
Even with a 15, that's a failure.
All right. So he takes 34.
Yes, the only damage we've done to this thing so far has been from us.
Yeah. So would you like the good news or the bad news first?
Good news. We could use some.
The captain rolled in that one. Takes,
Okay.
Takes 68 points of damage.
All right, so 94 points of damage is how much he took.
Yep.
Is he still alive?
No.
All right. That's a big combatant down.
Rolls fail, so they take the 34.
And I assume the thing in the darkness isn't in this area.
Not even close to it.
Okay, so they failed.
Yep. You want the bad news now?
Well, hang on. So it was 34, so I have to add that. All right, so they've taken 60 points of damage.
Yep.
And they can't regenerate from that this turn.
No.
All right, what's the bad news?
The Draugr, nat 20.
Again?
Yeah, I know. I saw it and I said, oh, come on, seriously.
All right.
So they take no damage.
That rule is bound to come back and bite us eventually.
Yep.
I mean, technically, I should ask you to roll separate saving throws for all of them.
But we'd be here all night.
Yeah, well, not so much necessarily for if we killed some of them from that, but yes, I understand. All right.
That is our surprise round.
That's a pretty good surprise round.
Yeah, we got rid of their captain,
Yeah.
which it was part of what was keeping the trolls under control.
Unfortunately, we also severely damaged my Earth Elemental.
Yes. It was
And
lost well over a third of his hit points.
Yeah. So,
All right.
top of round 2. Well, the captain's dead.
Yes. So now we are getting into a real round, so we'll have to pay more attention to this.
Yeah, the thing in the darkness, which I'm hoping can't close ranks with anything we care about.
Okay. That wall of darkness surges forward. Hold on, look. I gotta see how much. Not by much.
Okay, that's good.
It's apparently slower than us. But it gets to act.
Oh, right, this thing can reanimate stuff.
It is going to choose what to do. And you can see. That's a long ways. I can eliminate that also. It doesn't care. So... Yeah, it's going to do that because it is not a nice thing.
None of this sounds good for us.
I'll take that on. And I am going to give you an Arcana check at disadvantage.
Natural 1.
Same thing because it's going to matter. So my Arcana check is. Oh, actually, my disadvantage is. Sorry, I have a slightly different look at this than you. Never mind. I should have stuck with the disadvantage rolls. All right, a bead of crimson fire comes out.
A fireball?
Comes out to the center here, where
Basically, I'm standing.
where the construct's you, and I'm just behind you. So yeah,
And their own troops.
and their own troop, all of their troops, and all of us.
Is the Earth Elemental caught in it?
No,
No, okay.
the trolls and the dead captain are fine,
And the Earth Elemental.
and the earth.
So this is a fireball?
This is a fire. I rolled that once. I should have stuck with the other one. I wouldn't know what was going on.
Well, I'm well out of range for counterspell, if this is a spell. Alright, I roll a natural 17. Plus, it's plus 7. Alright, I roll a 24 to save.
You say.
Yeah.
It's probably a good thing.
Still taking half damage. So, all of the Dwerger are caught in this?
Yeah, this is actually a big mistake on this creature's part, but yeah, they're all caught in this.
Okay.
This fireball is bigger than any fireball I've ever thrown.
Oh, it's a high level fireball, or it just has a bigger radius?
It has no, it has a much more of an impact. I see the
So-
big. I am going to cast Featherfall as a reaction,
Yeah, and
and I'm going to change my
stone to fire resistance.
fire resistance, and then I'm going to roll my save.
Unfortunately, that doesn't help with that.
No, I save, so I'll be taking quarter damage.
Yeah.
The damage is 41,
Okay, so I succeeded.
so you take 20 points of damage.
Alright, drops me to 74 hit points. That could be a lot worse.
Yep, and I take 10.
Alright. So you're done.
And I'm going to roll for the Draugr.
Yeah. As long, I mean, they don't have a lot of hit points. Even if they succeed, as long as they roll another natural 20. This could kill all of them, I think.
What is your spell save DC, you miserable bugger?
I can't help there. Yeah, just for everyone's curious, the one my Earth Elemental was beating on did 26 point damage, and then the ones that got yeah, they took 13 damage from the fireball. So that's a total of 39. This is probably more than that.
The Draugr succeed.
Okay, so they take half damage, which is the same I took, is 20.
Unfortunately, oh wait a minute, no, that's actually fine. No, they're still alive. Barely.
Alright, so they have more than 33 hit points.
They are in rough shape. And that is what it can do this round.
It's quite a bit.
Yeah, it's not tiny. What can you do for those? Something like that.
Right.
Oh, that's not bad.
Is it done?
For the moment.
Alright. We come to the trolls, which cannot regenerate this turn because you're a fireball.
Yep, I'm going to roll something for them because things have changed.
Mhm.
A lot of fires going on here. Oh, that's a good number.
They were outside one of the fireballs.
Yeah. Um, they seemed they're all right. Just to remind everybody, the Draugr, trolls, the captain, all have these glowing eyes.
Yes, they seem to be under some sort of influence.
The trolls' eyes stopped glowing.
Oh, they may have just broken free from whatever it was.
They rolled really well. Uh, Problem is, they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They
Yeah.
don't know what to do. I'm gonna see if their brain is enough for them to go scampering somewhere, or they're gonna try and plow through. No. So the trolls are we at
Yeah.
their initiative right now, right?
Yes, they're next. This is their turn, yes.
Yeah. These three guys look at each other and all run this way. You can
Okay.
get to the wall. They've they've figured things out.
All right, as they leave, my Earth Elemental gets to make an attack opportunity.
Yeah, something else happens. This weird miasmic black stuff picks one of them up and hurls it in our direction.
What? What's going on?
Our buddy in the dark cloud has legendary actions.
Oh,
And he's chosen to do is chuck one of his troops at us.
literally.
Literally.
All right, who's it throwing it at?
We have 5. I'll roll a d6. 1, 2, 3. No. Actually, that makes sense too. Yeah, he doesn't know what they all are, so he's going to figure this out by doing this. He's going to try and chuck it at the narwhal.
Okay.
Misses.
But now we have a troll over by us.
But now we have a scared troll right here.
Okay. My Earth Elemental would attack one of the trolls that runs away.
Yep, go for it.
Does a 14 hit?
Oh, let me see. No.
All right, miss.
Okay. That is the troll's turn.
There is one other thing we have to do.
Yes, end of his turn.
No, not that. You and I both took damage from that fireball.
Concentration! Yeah, my bad. That actually may change the target for that. Thanks for reminding me.
Well, I maintain concentration on my Earth Elemental.
I get. Oh yeah, no, I get my plus 10 on the total.
Yeah. The DC
Yeah,
would be
not a
10 for
problem.
both of us. So, we're
Oh
fine.
no, I switched my concentration to. Sorry, my stone is now set to 5.
Fire resistance. So, yes.
Yep. So I need to burn the point of luck.
Oh, it is? You rolled that low?
Roll the 5.
You only need to beat 10.
I only have plus 4.
No, you have your ring. It's a saving throw.
Oh, never mind. Thank you. Many things to keep track of.
Yes.
All right, so that's fine. Trolls have done that. He's done that.
Yeah, for once we both have +6 both of the same on our saving throws for Constitution.
Yeah. Now it is the Draugr's turn.
No, the Earth Elemental.
Oh, that's right. That was just his
It's reaction.
reaction. All right, he gets his reaction back, and
Yep. It's just going to attack the Dwarger because those are the closest targets.
all right, because he's heading away from them, so that's good. One of the two in the rear is fine.
Yeah. No, I don't think a 10 hits.
Nope.
All right, but an 18 will, I suspect.
Yep.
12 points of bludgeoning damage.
We're down another Draugr.
It's gonna take a while to get used to you calling them that.
Oh, sorry.
That's fine. So, end of the Earth Elemental's turn. Is it going to save against the fear effect?
Yes, it does.
That's a 16. Plus nothing, so 16.
16 is sufficient.
Hey.
That I think that's exactly the DC for that.
Yay, it's no longer afraid.
Yep, that is exactly the DC for that. All right, no more disadvantage.
That's nice. Now
All
we
right,
come to the Dwerger.
all right. They have taken a ton of damage.
Yes.
They are not in good shape, but they are very firmly controlled. They are going to move forward and attack the first rank of troops, which is our constructs.
And technically me.
And technically you. So there's going to be. Well, they're short and small, so I think they can get 4 abreast. So I think they can get all 4. Oh no, wait a minute. So we can do that.
Yeah, but not all of them are going to be able to attack us.
No, no, no. No. I think 4 of them are going to be able to attack this round until they get themselves organized.
Don't forget there's an earth elemental in the back they can also beat on.
Yeah, that was, the back rows are going to be doing that. The front rows are going to come in, so that's going to be all right. One attacking everybody.
All right.
First
Start with
time.
me.
Hmm?
Start with me.
All right. That is a 13 plus 4, I think. I'll double check that. Plus 4. That's a 17 to hit.
I will cast shield as my reaction.
All right.
So my armor class goes up to 21.
Until the beginning of your round.
No, until the end of the round.
Or the beginning of the round.
It lasts the full round.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. To the end of the round.
Yes. I am the last person in the round anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so I bring up my hand and cast the arcane shield to protect myself from an axe. What were these things? What weapons are these things using?
These are like a mining pickaxe.
Okay.
They're called war picks.
Yeah.
That'll definitely hit the snake.
All right. How much damage is it taking?
It is taking 9 points of damage.
They don't hit too hard by the looks of it.
No. But there. Oh, misses.
Okay.
Wolf.
Wolf.
Misses.
All right.
All right.
How many can attack my earth elemental?
All right. The ones to the back
Yep.
use their brains, not like the ones in the front. And the 4 in the back all grow to large size.
Okay.
And they are going to surround your elemental and attack it.
All right. It has an armor class of 17.
Yep. So they get to do more damage, but their modifier hits the same. How much is this armor class?
17.
1 hit.
Okay.
A miss. A hit. And a hit. 3 hits.
All right.
So this is
Are these magical weapons they're using?
No.
Then the earth elemental is resistant to the damage.
Yep. So now they get that times 2. So 8.
Despite the fact they are probably using a weapon that was designed to damage stone and earth.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a D8. So that is 10 points of damage to your earth elemental.
All right. That's not so bad.
Resistance is nice.
Yeah. All right.
Hold on a minute. I have to let somebody in.
Okay. Alright, so by my count, there are 3 Dwerger in the middle who haven't acted yet.
They are jostling for position up front.
Okay,
They
so-
can't get this turn.
Alright. So that's the end of their turn.
Yes. At the end of their turn,
Here comes another legendary action.
Um, kind of an odd effect happens. There's a pulse. You can see the pulse. Well, you may not see the pulse, but there's a pulse in that dark cloud, and a very small bead of black comes sailing out, and it's going to try and hit somebody.
Okay.
Six. Yeah, still five.
There's also the Earth Elemental, so there are technically 6 targets.
Oh yeah, look at that. Actually, that's a. Hold on a second. Let's see if he has a brain. No, he's still feeling his way through this. So who's going number 1? Number 6 is you.
All right.
This bee hits you.
I have a shield at the moment still, if that matters at all.
Does not affected by that. You need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Well, I'm quite good at those, though.
Yep.
That, on the other hand, is a low number.
That's the DC on this.
12. I rolled a 4.
Bang on the DC for this.
Oh, so I'm fine.
Yep. You felt momentarily a little confused.
Okay, so some sort of confusion effect.
Yep. But you shook it off with ease.
All right, yeah.
Well, marginal ease.
I'm fine.
You're fine is all that matters.
Yes. So we come to your crystal summons. By my count, that's 2 legendary actions it's used so far.
Yes.
You can have a third.
You could have a third. Okay.
Well, your crystal summons presumably are going to follow your instructions, which were to attack.
Yep. That's all they're going to do. They're going to attack the lead. Well, basically, they have ones on. There are.
They all have someone on them, so presumably, for simplicity's sake, they'll attack them.
Well, yeah. They just follow instructions. That's fine. The dire wolf will be up first because he's the first person I want to turn to. Plus 5 to hit. 15. What's your other class against? 16. He misses.
Yeah,
Around there. It's a multi-attack at least.
that's good. Claw and bite, I think.
Yeah, first one is a nat 1, so he doesn't do anything.
Yep, natural 1 on multi-attacks. And then the constrictor snake, which might be able to do some real damage.
Yep. This. Ah. And misses by 1 point.
And misses.
Alright. Wow. That's terrible.
Alright, so that's the end of their turn. Any more legendary actions?
Not at the moment.
Your turn.
My turn.
Well, your crystal summons didn't do very much that round.
No.
We also had a troll chucked at us.
Yes, we do have a troll. He's not going to do that until next round.
Also might just run away.
Currently, he doesn't look like he's in a combative mood, but that may change next
All
round.
right, I just want to point out if you do not do fire damage to any of the trolls, they will regenerate on their turn.
They are outside of fireball range.
Yes.
The Draugr are not.
No, but please be careful you aim it because I'm right beside them.
I will do my best.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it's a choice of hitting me or the Earth Elemental.
Well, I think I would rather you be unharmed.
Yeah. So the Earth Elemental has to make the saving throw?
Yes, please.
Alright, that's a 5.
He takes an additional 25 points of damage.
Most of the damage that this Earth Elemental has taken has been from our spells.
Quite true. I am not going to bother rolling for the... Well, actually, I have to roll for the dog to make it a natural 20.
Yeah.
They do not roll a natural 20 this time.
So I assume they're all dead.
They are all definitely dead. They only had 3 hit points left. Alright. I won't be fireballing the troll anymore. Sorry, the Earth Elemental anymore.
Yeah. Alright, this is going to be interesting. No, the Earth Elemental's not afraid anymore. So I can give instructions to attack someone on my turn. You going to do anything else?
Well, I am in melee technically.
with a troll.
No,
I'm not.
that's all right. I'm not in melee. You are.
Oh. And so are the crystal summons then.
Yes, they are. Well, it doesn't have that great a reach, but at least two of you are within combat range of it.
Right.
All of the Draugr are now dead,
Yes.
including the captain.
Now we have the 3 trolls and the thing in the darkness. So far this isn't going too badly.
Yeah, we're almost getting ready to get to the main event.
Yeah, well, numbers are slightly more in our favor now.
Yes. Well, we got rid of 14 combatants.
All right,
All right.
my turn. Unless there's a legendary action happening.
Not at the moment.
All right, then if it doesn't do anything, it's going to get it all back. And all right, after the end of my turn will be its last chance for legendary actions. All right, because I don't need to use an action to give verbal orders to commands to my elemental, I'll command it in primordial to attack the 2 trolls off to the side.
All right.
So that's what it will be doing on turn. So I am in melee with this troll.
Yes.
Right. I think shield lasts until the end of my turn.
I'm pretty sure it does, yes.
Yeah. Right.
Gonna get out of the way of them or something?
Yes, I am going to use my movement to move away from the troll.
He doesn't seem to want to hit you.
All right.
Still having issues with what to do.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm not entirely sure I want to attack it either, but
We don't know what's going on with him.
unfortunately, I just gave my Earth Elemental a command to attack the troll, so I can't take that back.
Not until your next turn.
No. All right. All right. Well, this thing seems to mostly rely on area effect spells, as near as I can tell so far. I don't really know. Alright. Just because this seems like a preparatory round, I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Alright, so there's now 3 of you. 3 more of you.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, so I use my movement. I cast Mirror Image.
Yep.
It's basically going to be my turn.
Alright.
Alright.
Top of the round.
Alright, so no legendary action then.
No, the other one it can do takes too much.
Alright.
So, it is going to... Sorry, I gotta scratch all of that so I know that's not happening anymore. Alright. Thing in the darkness is up first. It moves another 20 feet closer towards us.
Yes.
And it's got to decide what to do. If we do that, I think we know what's going to do is the other thing. Alright. You can have Arcana check at disadvantage if you like.
16.
You get the feeling that 2 fire bolts are being cast simultaneously.
Alright. So my shield spell is gone. I don't really know what the targets are.
You do not yet until the balls of fire leave the area of darkness.
Well, I'm not countering firebolts. I can cast shield or let my mirror images handle that if necessary. Also, I don't even know if I can counter. No, I can't counter them.
Too far away.
Also, I can't see the caster.
True enough. Alright, it's going to, at the moment, it doesn't feel terribly pressured, so it's going to fire one at you and one at me.
Okay. Alright. I roll for my mirror image. It'll hit an image.
And image gets obliterated. You are down an image.
Yep. But I'm fine.
But you are fine. And now one at me. Oh, that is like a 26 to hit.
Well, that's definitely gonna hit.
Yep.
I'm glad I decided to cast mirror image.
trigger my ring to absorb some of this damage.
All right.
Absorbs all the damage. I still have one temporary hit point left. Wow, that was bad. All right.
Woohoo! It's almost like we're fighting you.
It does
It's like
seem that way, doesn't it?
a dark parody of you almost.
Yeah. Oh no, we're fighting Dark Jonas instead of Dark Link.
Yeah. Or that episode of The Adventures of Sinbad where they were fighting themselves, literally.
Oh yes, with the trickster.
Yeah. Anyway, a couple of old references there for our viewers.
Yeah.
I imagine yours will be the one everyone recognizes.
Yeah.
All right. Is that what it's going to do?
Yeah. So.
All right. It can't use legendary actions at the end of its turn, so it's the trolls. Who get to regenerate now.
We get to regenerate 10 hit points. And.
Yep.
Alright. The troll beside us just keeps going.
Okay. Can I remove it from combat?
Unless you want to chase after it, it is definitely out of combat.
All right.
The other two trolls
Yeah.
are continuing around here and heading
That way.
that way, and they disappear into the darkness.
All right. Can I remove them from combat?
Not yet. Something may happen to them.
All right. All right.
End of their turn
I assume it's going to do a legendary action.
is definitely going to do a legendary action this turn. Oh, hold on a second. Let's see. No, it doesn't need to do that.
Well, it's not going to pick up another troll and throw it at us. It's running out of troops to throw at us, unless it wants to throw corpses.
It can do that. No, that was my mistake. Oh, such is life.
Well, you can rectify whatever the mistake was now.
No, it's an action, not a legendary action.
Oh.
So, yeah, it's going to do that. Should you like odds or evens?
Evens. So it's ignoring all the summoned creatures now.
It is ignoring, it is going for the actual magic users.
Yes.
And what have they decided to do, you recognize this because it's happened once before. Another one of those small blobs of black energy.
Alright, so this is that confusion thing.
Engulfs me this time.
Okay.
Oh, 17 without it.
Yeah, we're both very good at wisdom saving throws.
Yeah, it was not even. Didn't phase me at all.
Alright. Next up is the Earth Elemental. So I instructed it to attack the trolls that were over there by the pillars.
Yep.
Now, it can't see them.
Yeah, I can't catch them either. I think they have roughly the same move rate, don't they?
Well, yeah, the Earth Elemental has a speed of 30 feet.
And the trolls have a speed of 30 feet. Yeah, and they're just running away.
So, yeah, I don't know how we're going to interpret that.
The troll, the
Earth
interprets it as chasing
Pursuit.
them down.
Okay, but as soon as it enters the darkness, it can't see them. So,
Yeah, it is going to get here and not know what to do.
all right, well that's it. It's a waste of its turn, basically.
You can give it new instructions on your turn.
On my turn, yes. All right, your crystal summons are up next, unless there's a legendary action.
Problem with the constructs is I haven't given them new instructions, and there are no targets.
Yeah, so it's ending their turn.
Their turn's going to go to waste as well.
We come to you unless there's a legendary action.
No, there is going to be a legendary action now.
All right.
Gonna do one more. He wants to do it. One of the dead Grogger
Oh, I was worried about that.
gets picked up, hurled
Oh,
at your eye. And you always want to use this sense.
yeah.
It is me.
Oh, I was going to ask if this is technically an attack roll or not, because then mirror image works. But that's fine.
It is an attack roll.
It doesn't matter because it's not going at me.
What is your That would be 15 to hit. I don't want to get hit by a corpse. I'm going to trigger my ring again. And it bounces off my shield.
All right. You also get 10 new temporary hit points.
Yes.
So the old ones go away, and you get the 10 new ones.
My old 1 point goes away, and I get 10 new ones.
That's how it works.
That's how it works. Alright.
All right. So we're coming to you now. So this thing can catapult corpses at us, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yes. We are now closer. So it moved up 20 and then 20, so it's roughly right about here now. So
Yeah.
that means that darkness is within range with Dispel Magic.
Yes. Well, Dispel Magic has a range of 120 feet, so yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure where the effect is or whatever.
No, but you can see the darkness coming at you. Technically, you don't have to see for Dispel Magic. You just have to know the effect is there, and you can see the effect.
Alright, let's see if I have this prepared. I don't really want to use a scroll, but I will if I have to. Oh, I have it prepared.
I do not, unfortunately.
I will burn my third level spell slot.
Okay, so do you have to roll for this?
I have to roll for this.
All right, so it's not a third level spell. It may not be a spell, period.
It does have a DC though.
Yeah. That doesn't look like a success.
Well, there is a little number hanging at the bottom.
All right.
I have not used any luck. I will use 1 point.
Okay.
Give it a second chance. Oh, it was going to be good, but it turned over the low number. I am not successful.
Okay, so you're only using 1 point of luck on this.
No, I'm on that.
All right, so the spell attempt fails.
I instruct my constructs to move forward and wait until there's a target.
Yeah.
So they can't attack into the darkness because they can't see it. So they're basically
There's an old Dungeons and Dragons meme.
they're roughly here now. The
Yeah.
wall is here.
Doesn't that mean my Earth Elemental is technically in there somewhere?
Yeah, it was all when the thing in the darkness moves forward, they went over where heat is.
Yeah. All right, so we come to my turn.
Yep.
I cannot see my Earth Elemental, but it can still hear me. So in
Yep.
Primordial, I'm going to just instruct it to...
Flail around blindly until it hits something.
No.
I thought about doing that.
Yeah, we considered that. I want it to move its full movement to its left as far as it can. If it encounters something besides stone, which it can just glide through,
Yep.
I want it to attack that.
Alright. I'll give this a percentage chance.
Yep.
Because it is random.
It's very vague what I'm saying. Well, no, it's very specific, but it's not easily determined.
Alright. I'd give it that kind of chance. Alright. It does not encounter anything.
Okay.
Very smooth. What are you going to do?
That is a good question. All right. How far away am I from this thing? There's the wall of darkness.
So that was gonna so you haven't moved yet, so you're here.
Yeah.
So going by this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35. You're between 35 and 40 feet.
I have no idea where this thing is. I could move forward and exhale a frost breath into there and hope to hit something.
You can.
I could, or I could ready an action, ready a spell. For in case you can dispel it.
Do you have any scrolls of dispel magic?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Then we're relying on me to do this.
Yeah, basically.
I start rolling better.
Yeah, my scrolls aren't going to help either. Alright, I'm going to drink my refilling healing potion.
Go for it.
Alright, I heal 5 hit points.
You heal 5 hit points.
Alright, and I am going to I'm going to ready Ray of Frost
Yep.
until I can see a hostile target, basically, to hit with this cantrip.
All right. At the end of your turn,
Legendary action number 3.
legendary action time. A small bead again of very familiar material comes lobbing out. And odds and evens. Me again. I'm a target of choice here.
I'm surprised it keeps trying this.
And I succeed with ease.
That's the 3rd time we've succeeded on that without any difficulty.
Yeah, the DC is not very high,
Yeah.
but it's a legendary action.
Yeah.
It can't be brutal. Yes.
No, but it might want to change its tactic, is what I'm saying.
It only has so many choices.
Yeah. I don't know, it can keep catapulting corpses at us.
Yes, it has already done that.
Alright. There's no rule legendary actions that can't repeat.
I know.
It's just you. Yes, I know. Usually a varied tactic is better.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it has taken 0 damage.
I know. That's the problem.
It literally does not care for its troops.
No. And most of them are gone. That's good. It's its turn now at the top of round 4.
Alright. It's going to do this because I forgot to do it last time. So I'm going to check off that. So, yep. And what happens is this captain.
Alright. Do I... I can't counter this. This darkness is really annoying.
It is.
Yeah. I assume it's reanimating him.
It is reanimating the captain.
Alright.
Stands up. So you can add. The captain is now going to be the zombie captain.
Yeah.
And he is going to rejoin the initiative order.
What initiative?
I'll figure that out in a second.
Alright. Also,
Yep.
upon seeing this, I release my Ray of Frost at him.
Right.
Yeah.
So your initiative order is. Oh, you got a negative one. Sorry. 17.
So it's going after the thing in the darkness, which is next.
Let's done that. Doesn't count that.
Alright. Ray of Frost on him.
Alright. Roll.
19 to hit.
Oh, yeah.
10 points of cold damage.
Alright, we have a new hit point
Yeah, it was difficult to take down initially. Well, the good news is your crystal summon is now something to fight.
Yeah, they're all right there.
Yeah.
What is that?
Oh, were they holding their actions?
They can't.
No?
They didn't give them instructions to do so.
Okay.
All right.
So, it's up next.
Yes. And it's a zombie.
All right.
It's the
I
nearest thing.
take it took as much damage as I'd expect from a ray of frost.
Yeah, nothing untoward seemed to happen. It just did what it does.
Yep.
There are 3 constructs beside it.
And an earth elemental in there somewhere.
An earth elemental wandering around somewhere. Okay. It is attacking the brown bear.
All right.
It is no longer. It dropped its weapons.
Oh,
It has 2 gauntleted fists that it is trying to pummel the bear with.
okay. It's punching a bear.
With steel gauntlets, but yeah.
Yeah. It's a zombie.
A zombie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not sure what you want from this. It's a zombie.
Well, zombies can sometimes fight with weapons if they have one, but that's fine.
So your plus to hit is for one of these hits. So,
All right. How much damage does the bear take?
7 points of damage.
Right. It will take that damage, I suspect.
Yeah.
It's undamaged so far.
Yeah.
Well, now.
You're now at your Earth Elemental's turn.
Oh, are we taking? Okay, so the trolls are out of combat.
We don't know anything what's going on with them.
I will remove them from my initiative tracker for simplicity's sake, then. The Earth Elemental.
All right.
I wanted to try and use its well,
It can use its tremor sense.
yes. It does have tremor sense.
Hmm?
It does have, yeah, it has tremor sense. It technically also has dark vision.
Well, dark vision is not going to do squat.
Okay, yeah. So is there a perception check it can make here?
Yeah, I'll give you a perception check. I'll just, yeah, go for it.
Great roll.
Great roll, because it's not, it doesn't rely on sight, it's just feeling tremors.
Alright.
And the only thing in there with it
Yeah.
is this thing.
That's a natural 18, which stays an 18.
It has found it.
Alright, is that its action or can it move and attack?
I know where it is. I gotta see if it's within range.
Alright,
It was wandering around blindly up until now.
yes.
No, it can get to it.
Alright,
Next round it can attack, but it was too far away.
alright. I wanted to use its action to dash, basically, to get in range.
Yeah, it's within range.
Alright. I assume this thing can see it.
One would think so.
Alright. So that's the end of the Earth Elemental's turn.
Yep.
Is there a legendary action being used, or?
Alright. I was not happy with that.
Well, I'm not happy this thing reanimated a corpse.
So it's gonna do that.
Here's hoping it can't just chuck the Earth Elemental at us.
Yeah. It is going to chuck another dead Grogger at us.
I assume it realizes at this point I'm the one giving the Earth Elemental instructions.
It would seem so, but it's still chucking it at me.
Yeah.
And that one.
Alright, the good news is its aim's terrible. I don't think corpses are very aerodynamic. They're not meant to be used as missile weapons.
Yeah, I think that it would. Well, anyway. Alright.
It's a sentence I was never expecting to have to say.
The corpses aren't aerodynamic, yeah. So we are now at the construct's turn.
Alright, they now have a target.
We have a target, and they're going to take advantage of
Yeah,
that.
your instructions were to go up there and attack the first target, so.
Yep. Direwolf.
So, actually 4 attacks on this thing.
20!
A natural 20.
Yep. 6. 15 points of damage.
15? That's pretty
15.
good. Doesn't a direwolf have a, can't it knock something prone? With its bite, if I remember correctly?
It has keen smell and pack tactics.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. I would say it gets to roll at advantage, but it doesn't matter. Roll the natural 20. You can't get better than that.
Alright, so now.
The brown bear.
There, it's multi-attack.
So it gets 2 attacks.
Both miss.
Constrictor snake.
Hits.
Okay.
8. Nice. For 18 points of damage.
Right.
And
it can constrict it, if I remember correctly.
well, now it's grappled now. On subsequent turns, it can crush the life.
Yeah, so...
It can crush the captain.
Yes. Grappled.
Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
That's good. It also is going to probably help next turn.
Yep.
Okay.
My turn.
Your turn. Unless this thing is going to do something.
Not yet. I am going to burn my last 3rd level spell slot.
Yeah. True. We don't know if the scroll. Well, we have lots of you have lots of opportunities to dispel this at least.
Yeah, I'm going to start working into higher level spells, unfortunately, soon.
You could use the scrolls instead.
Oh, that's a nat 18 plus all my pluses.
Yep. So it's plus your intelligence modifier only. So 22. I think that's enough.
Yes, it is enough. The darkness completely dissipates.
Okay. We got to look at this thing finally.
We get to finally see
What we're fighting.
this thing, and it is truly horrific looking. I would like you to roll an Arcana check.
Okay. I'm glad it wasn't roll a wisdom saving throw. Okay, 19.
This is, you're not sure which demon it is?
Oh, it's a demon.
It is definitely from the lower planes of hell.
Yep.
And
Oh, if it's from the Nine Hells, it's a devil, technically.
no, where the demons come from.
Abyss. The Abyss.
From the abyss.
Okay, so it's from the Abyss. So I recognize it as a demon of some form.
Yeah, oh, so do I. Yeah, it's truly horrific looking. I'm not going to try and describe it
Because
there's no point.
there's no point. Okay, some sort of... And my Earth Elemental, I should be able to see that my Earth Elemental is right next to it.
Yep. And beside it is standing a much more wholesome creature, your Earth Elemental.
Yeah, which is taking a lot of damage.
Alright, so that's my action. I have no bonus actions.
We can see this thing finally!
But finally we can see this thing.
Alright, since I rolled relatively high on my Arcana check, do I know if it can just recast that magical darkness? Or is it gone?
Your knowledge of demons is not that good.
No.
It may be something, you're not sure whether it's something that will regenerate on its own over time,
Or if it has to use its action to, or whatever.
or it could cast it as an action.
Alright,
For your turn, which is now,
it's me.
you can see it.
Alright. I can finally see this thing.
Yep.
Well, it must have hidden that darkness for a very good reason.
Yep.
Let's see how it likes some actual pain. Alright, I am casting Magic Missile at 4th level.
Alright. You can see it.
because it's the highest level spell slot I have left.
You burned off both of your 5th level spells?
Conjure Elemental and Cone of Cold.
Gotcha.
I have all my force though. Well, I'm using one now. Okay, only 1/1. 16 plus 6 is 22 points of force damage. I am very interested to see how this thing reacts.
It looks... Alright, it looks hideous. But I'll give you an insight check at disadvantage.
Alright, the lower number is a natural 11, plus my insight of 7, so 18.
You get the impression that this thing is thoroughly outraged at being damaged.
Okay. I was kind of hoping to see how... Okay, took full damage from Magic Missile. Yeah, I do know demons tend to have some forms of magical resistances of some sort.
Yeah, one thing you know from their high roll,
Yeah.
immune to fire.
Immune to fire.
Yeah.
Okay. It does seem to be using lots of fire. So I also know that some demons are resistant to cold and electricity, and they tend to be immune to poison, I think, as well.
You don't know.
Yeah. This is just like these are just things I know from general knowledge of demons.
Yep.
They tend to have a number of resistances.
Yep. I'll give you the fire one for free because you rolled really high.
Alright. We can finally see it, so that's my turn.
At the end of your turn,
Oh.
it does not like what you did to it. Go try this again. Another small blobby of blackness comes, and the disgusting thing is it's coming out of one of its mouths.
Oh, one of its mouths.
Yeah. I would like a wisdom saving throw, please.
Alright. If it keeps us up, we might roll badly eventually.
Yeah.
Well, don't think that's going to be it because that's an 11 plus 8 is 19.
You are getting to the point now.
Yeah.
That's your second one?
Yes.
You're getting a bit more immune to this. From now on, you have advantage on that saving throw.
Okay, so this is something we can build up an immunity to.
Yeah, it's trying to confuse you, but your resolve is firming up.
Alright, so it's this thing's turn. I was going to keep referring to it as that.
All right. Okay, he's not happy.
Yeah.
So he can do that. Oh, by the way, it is now casting Fireball. You can see it.
Oh, I can see it now! Am I within 60 feet?
Yes, you are.
Okay. I will counterspell. Well, attempt at least.
You need to roll. Unless you want to use a higher spells.
I don't know what level it's casting at, so I'm just going to stick with third for the time being.
Alright, roll away.
That's another 11. Oh, so that's funny. Plus my intelligence modifier plus 5, so 16 is what I roll.
You successfully countered.
Alright, so it's... Okay, so it's at maximum a 6th level fireball.
And you are positive now that this thing is furious.
Yes, I imagine it doesn't like the fact that I'm countering its spells.
And you notice that the animosity that it's feeling is very directed
At me.
at you.
Okay.
That's
That's the end of its turn.
the end of its turn.
Alright. The zombie...
It's not bothering to move forward anymore because it's within range of everything it can do, and
Yep.
it doesn't want to get in combat with a bunch of things.
Yep.
All right. Zombie captain.
Yes, who is grappled.
Grapple.
So technically, I think grappled just means his speed is 0. Grappled isn't all that great.
No, it is going to take 2 attacks at the snake.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, a nat 20 and a 19.
Those both hit.
Yep. Zombie dude, what is your... for 17 points of damage on the snake. You can tell that this captain seems to be a lot weaker than
Yeah, well, zombies don't tend to have access or tend to be as powerful as they were in life.
Yeah, actually, we were very lucky to take them out.
Yeah. All right. The Earth Elemental's turn, unless that thing's doing a legendary action.
It seems a little bit not confused, but a little lost its cool. It's not doing legendary this turn. Not at this end of that turn.
All right. The Earth Elemental can see it now.
Yep, 2 attacks.
2 attacks.
No disadvantage.
No disadvantage. +8 to hit on both. All right. So the first one's a 20 to hit.
No, I'm pretty sure that hits.
Second one's a 14 to hit.
That also hits.
All right. 2d8 + 5 × 2.
This thing is big,
Yeah.
slow, and not very well armored.
Okay. So that's 12 points of damage from the first hit.
Yep.
Okay. And 19 from the second hit. I don't know if this thing has resistance to non-magic weapons or not.
Well, it seems to be being damaged.
So that's taking full damage?
Sure, we'll call it that.
It takes 12, and then another 19.
Alright, so that's good.
That's a good amount of damage.
Yep. At the end of your elemental's turn,
Yeah.
it's going to do the one thing it can do before it's too late. A tendril of darkness lances out and wraps around the Grogger captain, rips it out of the constrictor snake,
Yep.
and goes all the way back, and it consumes.
Okay. I assume this is going to be some. So I assume the zombie captain is now dead.
Zombie captain is now out of the initiative order altogether.
I assume this thing heals from that somehow.
It is healing from that, yes. Let's see if that's going to heal that much.
Well, that's going to throw my hit point count off, I imagine.
Probably.
I guess you're not telling me how much it's healing?
Correct.
Alright, fine.
So.
Crystal summons now.
Yes. They easily can close distance because, well, they're not being encumbered by anything anymore. So they're going to go and attack the thing they can see.
Yeah.
Direwolf can easily close the distance because it's really fast.
Yeah.
And is going to try and bite this thing. Oh, good thing it's not alive.
It's a construct.
That one. That doesn't do anything.
Right.
What do you have with this? Ooh, you hit. You hit twice.
Alright. This is the bear, I assume.
They're at 2d6 and 2d8. For a total of 27 points of damage.
Alright. By my count, it's taken 70 points of damage minus whatever it healed.
The constrictor snake. Oh, I gotta check this. You're the slowest thing. What is your move? Oh, speed is 30. Never mind. Ah! Misses. Oh, wait a minute. No, you do hit. Alright. This thing's too large for the constrictor to constrict.
Okay.
For a total of 12 points of damage.
12, alright. 82 by my count, but that's off probably at this point.
Yeah. It does seem quite damaged, but it is very, very hardy.
Alright.
That's the constructs. Now we're at me.
Yes, unless this thing's doing a legendary action.
No, I think it did consumed a lot of the legendary actions.
Alright.
Alright, so. So many pieces of paper. Alright. Well, I'm not going to try polymorphing this thing.
Yeah, we probably want to just kill it. Magic Missile, Ring of the Ram, Fire. Well, I recommend Firebolt.
I will not be using a fire on this thing.
Chromatic Orb.
Chromatic Orb, Magic Missile, or one of my items.
Yeah. Well, the Ring of the Ram might be a good choice.
Well, it is fully charged, and currently. Alright, let's go for that. Unfortunately, there's no advantage on this. You
No.
don't have a nat 20 sitting over there, do you?
No, my portents are low.
Okay. What's the plus on that thing?
I think it's +5 or +7. It has been a little while since we used this.
Yeah.
Ring of the Ram. +7 to hit.
Then I hit.
I assume you're using all 3 charges.
You have to use all 3 charges. It is mandatory. I don't think there's another setting on this thing.
It is not mandatory. However, it is a very good idea at this point.
It is 10d6 damage is what it is.
60-10.
Yeah, so, oh, sorry, I said the wrong way around.
Yeah, you said the other way around. As long as you're rolling the right dice, it's all that matters.
Right dice here.
Yeah. Yeah, you do have a lot to keep track of in this fight.
Oh, that's a d12. I'm not sure what I'm using that for. $37 points of damage.
Into triple digits by my count now.
It is looking considerably damaged.
Also, it gets knocked back 15 feet. However, I might get knocked back into my Earth Elemental.
Okay, that's my turn. You're up.
I take it doesn't go anywhere, really?
It doesn't seem to move.
Okay. Well, my Earth Elemental, I'm going to instruct it just to kill this thing.
Yeah, so
Which is what I was doing before. And then, I'm going to hit it with another 4th level magic missile.
alright.
Because it's a surgical spell. Yeah, that's 6. "22 points of force damage, which seems to be close to the average."
Alright. Back to the top of the round.
It's taken 141 points of damage by my count, even though I know that's probably off.
Yes, it is off.
Round 6.
By not a lot. It's casting a spell.
All right, do I recognize it?
Roll.
So this is Arcana 16.
Plane shift.
Ah, no, 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 no. You're not letting this thing. I'm not letting this thing run away. Counterspell. That base level
Roll.
against a very high level spell.
Yeah.
Natural 18 plus 5, 23.
Oh, we have one very upset and very concerned entity in front of us.
Not entirely sure why. It can't die here.
And it doesn't want to die at all because it can come back much more simply
Yeah,
if it doesn't get discorporated here.
yeah. Well, that is my last third level spell slot.
Yeah, I'm out of them too. All right. Next spell it does is it's gonna work.
I
Oh,
have one fourth level spell slot left I can use. So I can attempt to counterspell once more.
okay, I have lots of thoughts, but I don't
Yeah.
have that.
Earth Elemental.
Yeah, we're on the way.
It can't use legendary actions at the end of its turn, so.
Nope.
Oh dear. 15 to hit?
Yep.
13 to hit?
Yep.
Okay, it's really easy to hit this thing.
Well, yeah, it's big
All
and
it means is
slow.
there's a lot of hit points though.
It has a lot of hit points.
12 for the first hit.
Yep.
9 for the second.
So, well,
Okay.
I don't like saying this because it's kind of cliche. How does your Earth Elemental want to kill this thing?
Oh, okay, we're doing that, are we? I
I don't
mean,
I don't like doing that, but
yeah,
this
but
is
it only has two big boulder-sized fists, so I just want to keep beating on it until it's goo.
well, uh, after the first couple of hits, this
Mhm.
thing starts to dissipate.
Yeah,
It just like it's
it's falling
dissolving,
apart. Yeah.
dissolving at quick rate. Matter of fact, by the time it's the third or fourth hits on there, it's not really swinging at anything anymore. And by the time we walk up, there's just nothing left at all.
Okay.
It is now gone back to the abyss,
Yeah, and
or
it's not going to be
probably
back hopefully for a considerably long time.
will be there for a while. Yes, but if it had plane shift,
It'll come
it,
back tomorrow.
it could come back. Yeah, once it fully heals and gets another army of whatever's.
Yeah, that's the thing about plane shifting
Yeah,
is it's usually a once per day ability you can do.
congratulations. We have defeated the big bad monster
Yes.
and his entire army.
Yes.
So yeah,
Woo!
yeah.
Yay!
I
This
got to
is
make bigger, badder monsters, I guess, because that seemed rather easy from my
well, the
perspective.
numbers wouldn't have been easy. And I assume this is a good spot for us to take our break.
Yes, second half's gonna be really short, but yeah.
All right. We'll be back here in a moment. All right. So
We
that's not where we
survived.
were.
No,
But yes, we managed to triumph over whatever that thing in the darkness was.
the demon is vanquished.
Yeah.
It tried to run away.
Yeah.
You stopped it, and your Earth Elemental finished it off.
Yes, I'm going to dismiss my Earth Elemental at this point because it's almost dead anyway.
Yep.
So
And we backtrack 2 hour walk to the bridge,
yes.
where we cross the bridge and are greeted by some very curious and wanting to know what happened drow. We fill them in, let them know that the
The
uh,
problem's been dealt with.
yep, and we ask the indulgence of the gentleman who escorted us here to escort us back so we can find our way out of here.
Yeah, so we can report.
He's more than happy to do so.
Yeah,
We make it back to Eventide,
yeah,
and we are immediately summoned into the council. Because, well, it was already in session anyway, because they were planning to send a contingent down below to help out with the situation. We tell them, well, first words are going to say, well, you're a little late on that, buddies. But I said, but what I actually tell them is, we have dealt with the situation, and then they obviously want an explanation what was going on.
well,
And
we'll
we,
explain the the demonic thing as best we can.
yeah, there's lots of questions. The actual meeting, which I'm not going to go through all of it because,
Because that would take hours.
yeah, literally well, at least an hour anyway,
Yeah,
of questions, and just can't really boggles their minds that such a thing could happen to start off with.
yeah,
They vow to take these wild elves a little bit more seriously when they have complaints from the future,
yes,
uh, and some reparations are going to be made. Some actual effort is going to be made to, shore up, fix up, and make the city, the old Drow city, a little bit better than it is currently. And yeah, they're going to fix the hole in the fissure in their marketplace.
yes,
And well, long story short, after a grueling session of talking to people, which you don't really want to do,
no,
we're free to go. And we go back to our home, which we can home. Uh,
our
the
apartment.
yes, the
Yeah, the
apartment,
temporary quarters that have been left to us, basically.
yeah, which we were told that we can stay as long as we want.
Yeah,
And yeah, stuff's going to happen, but for all intents and purposes, we have done our part.
yeah.
One very important detail, that was our level up. We're now level 11.
Yes, we are reaching level 11.
We are into a whole new bracket now. We get
Yes,
further
we're in a
ahead.
new tier of play, as the term is now used, which whatever that means.
Yeah. What matters is we now have access to sixth level
We
spells.
will going forward, yes. A lot of the materials and research you've been doing at the moment in this city were in preparation of that.
Namely, that figurine.
Yes, which may be done in short order.
Yeah. We're going to take a couple of days off
Yeah.
because, we've earned it.
Yes. All
So,
right. First things first, though,
I'd like to roll it.
roll for hit points. The one thing we really do on camera.
Yep. Ah,
Well, I rolled a
nice.
one, which we re-roll.
Yep.
So that's the first time we
Oh,
ever rolled a one, though.
I rolled a 5. I'm very happy.
It goes up to a two. All right.
Well,
Let
at
me.
least have a good constitution.
Sorry, can you repeat that? You lagged there.
Yeah, you're lagging too. I rolled a 5. You get +5 on yours,
Yes.
and I get
So
plus.
yeah, you cut out again. There's something wrong with the
Uh,
connection.
well, we're pretty much done now anyway. So
Yeah, so I can add 7 hit points.
you add 7, I add 11. My new hit point total is 118.
So I'm getting the bare minimum I can get, which brings me up to 101.
Yep. Welcome to the triple digit bracket.
Yeah, I'm into triple digits for hit points.
Yep.
Well, that's nice. Just barely.
Yeah.
By 2 points.
2 points. Well, when you get to level 12, take toughness there. You can add 24 more to it.
Yeah, we'll see about that because yeah, that is our next level up and it is our next feat.
Yep. There's an awful lot of work we have to do before we get there.
Yes.
So yeah, cool. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this. I enjoyed DMing it. A lot of stuff to keep track of. Don't
Yes.
think I did that too many times. So
Nope, you did a good job.
yeah.
And that was tense. All right.
Well, that's part of it all. Try to
Yes.
make it look like there was chances to lose. Unfortunately, we got some really, really lucky rolls. I mean, the trolls pretty much just got taken out of the fight by rolling really, really well after taking all that damage. And then, yeah,
All
then
right.
after that, it sort of fell apart for them.
Yes. And we've we've reached 11th level, and we've definitely got ourselves a bit of a welcome stay in the Elvish city for the time being, Eventide. And going forward, we should probably start looking into whatever Dracomir is.
Yes. Now we've had our vacation.
Now that we've had our vacation, which we had to fight through
Yeah, we can now start looking into what the court is up to in
in this
this
region of the world.
so-called facility that we keep
Yes.
hearing about. And
And is constantly being used as a basically a threat to keep their sorcerers in line.
yeah, sounds like a charming place.
Well, as we've proven, there are dangers everywhere in this world.
Yeah, they seem to, be drawn to us.
Yeah, it's funny how that works in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, this
All
place
right.
is peaceful. And then we showed up and all sorts of stuff happened.
Yeah, well, it's that whole thing. You send a police officer on vacation, there'll be a crime. You send an adventurer on vacation, they'll have an adventure.
Yeah.
Right. Well, meta commentary aside, thank you for watching, everyone. Please remember to like and subscribe. We hope you enjoyed this special multi-part finale,
Yep.
and we hope you join us here again next time as we continue our adventures in the wilds of Taiga, in the Elvish Forest, and as we start heading towards this mysterious island of Dracomir.
Hmm.
Good night, everyone.
Hey, all.